I wish I knew, everything I wish I do. Maybe you wish it too. Let me make your wish come true. True, you on my mind. Don't waste.
Hello, fire signs, and welcome, Grand Rising. Welcome to your Mercury Retrograde and Libra reading. This is going to be a little bit of advice, some guidance on how you can survive this Mercury Retrograde in Libra as a fire sign. So this could be your sun sign. You could have fire signs throughout your chart, but if you do, then this is a reading for you. So let's see what the energies are. For fire signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. This is going to be Leo, Sag, and Aries. Fire signs, Leo, Sag, Aries. Fire signs, Leo, Sag, and Aries. Mercury retrograde in Libra. What is the energy for you guys? Fire signs, Mercury retrograde in Libra. Mercury retrograde in Libra for the fire signs. Okay, we got 3. Interesting. Embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. We have fellow travelers. Support is all around you. And then cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. Interesting, guys, because this is a purification candle. And this fire, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is like the most active flame out of all 4 flames here. So with this cleansing waters, I feel like for the fire signs, interesting, right? The candle, the fire signs, you guys are going to be really getting into this place of cleansing your energy, and Mercury retrograde in Libra is going to help you do that. So let's talk about what the overall energy is. We have fogged in, go slow and take time. With this fogged in energy, fire signs, I feel like Mercury retrograde in Libra is going to have you in this place of almost confusion or not really being able to see things clearly, right? You may find yourself more reactionary than usual. And it's like, let's say if usually you are more logical minded, I feel like this Mercury retrograde in Libra is going to have you feeling things and reacting to them, as opposed to trying to logically reason through the things that you're experiencing, right? And so you're going to need to go slow and take your time, especially through this Mercury retrograde, because I feel like for you guys, fire signs, especially being fire signs, you're more prone to being reactionary than like anything else, right? It's funny because they're breaking it down for me. They're telling me right now, my guides, like Sages, you guys are prone to running when the waters get rough. Leos, you guys are prone to like standing on your pride rock when things get rough. Aries, you guys are prone to like probably getting like physical and getting really angry when things get rough. And so I feel like you're going to need to be really patient with yourself through this period in time, because things are going to be triggering you, right? That's the whole point of retrogrades. They come to trigger you out of old ways of being so that you can grow and transform into a new version of yourself. But you're not going to do that until you surrender to the journey. Spirit is saying, release control. Fire signs, I feel like that's been a big theme for you guys, especially with this Mercury retrograde. It's going to be showing you guys, and I was saying this for the water signs, you could have water in your chart as well, but I was saying that it's going to be showing you the things that you don't have control over and how you can still basically better yourself, right? How you can live life and still kind of like navigate the waters in a more divine way. Because the whole point of a retrograde is to show you that you cannot control everything that happens. So there are going to be things that happen that literally you don't foresee. You can't stop it. You couldn't have prevented it if you tried. And it doesn't mean it's going to be anything major. It's just going to be things that affect you on the most personal level, especially if you have Mercury placements in your chart, meaning Virgo or Gemini signs in your chart. You're going to be affected in those areas a lot, right? So I say all of that to say, fire signs, you're going to need to really surrender to the journey of what's happening, because this retrograde, I feel, is really powerful. It's going to be moving you into a new phase of your life where there's a great adventure. It says take a risk and venture forward. I feel like this This Mercury retrograde is going to be pushing you forward. Embracing enthusiasm is the first card that you guys got. Shout to the heavens with happiness. I feel like you guys, for some reason, I feel like this is what it's going to help you do eventually. I feel like you guys are not in the happiest zone right now, fire signs. Like I get like a lot of frustration, right? Especially with this fogged in, especially with that releasing control. It's hard to be enthusiastic when you want to control a situation or an outcome and you can't, right? So I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to get you to face those aspects of yourself where you feel powerless if you cannot control what's happening instead of at peace. I feel like this is a card of you eventually reaching a peaceful or a blissful state, right? Shout to the heavens with happiness. I also just got two fire signs that this Mercury retrograde is going to be helping you embrace happiness no matter what your circumstances are, right? Literally going back to that theme of releasing control. With fellow travelers, supporters all around you, I feel like this is a time where you may feel unsupported in your endeavors, right? Or you may feel unsupported because maybe the sense of control you're used to having is how you felt supported, whether that was supported by yourself or supported by others that gave you this sense of like feeling empowered through control. But I feel like you're going to realize that you have support in other forms, right? Like you may not you may not find many people willing to contribute to, how do I say it, like that act of allowing you to feel in control or domineering, right? But you may realize that there's support for you in other ways, especially if you keep an eye out for the support. And then with cleansing waters, we're going back to this. Purification activates vibrant life force. I feel like you're going to be connecting with the water element a lot, which to me just represents your emotions. You could literally be by the water as well, but I feel like you're going to be cleansing your emotions as you realize that there's not much, because fire signs, your propensity is naturally to be happy, right? You're a fire sign, meaning you rule passion. You rule chemistry, you rule excitement, you rule all of these things, and that's naturally your nature. I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to help you cleanse the muddiness of your emotional waters so that you can get back to being your happy, enthusiastic you, right? Worrying less about control and going with the flow of life more. Because I feel like at that point, you'll see the adventure that is awaiting you. So let's keep going, fire signs. This is beautiful. Okay, so for Mercury retrograde in Libra, for the fire signs, what do we have? Sorry guys, let me just put this back. Is that real? We got sirens. Okay, I mean sirens, we got horns. All right, for fire signs, Mercury retrograde in Libra, what is the energy? All right, we got intensity. We got letting go. All right, they said keep it the way that it fell. So intensity was first, letting go was second, and then what else? Receptivity. Look at that, fire signs. I love it. All right, so at the back we have ordinariness. I feel like I just got like the word transformation, fire signs. In my mind, like I just heard transformation. For some reason, I feel like you're wanting to transform the ordinariness of your life, or the state of like going through the motions. So like, what am I trying to say? Like fire signs, I feel like this is you, because it's card number 8. Eights to me are about manifestation, right? Which tells me that you have the power to transform your life from a state of ordinariness, and you can manifest a different way of being, right? Awareness. Then we have playfulness. And what did I say? But look, we have suppression there. So fire signs, I feel this. It's like you're becoming aware of something, and I feel like it's in relation to the way you've been living your life, like the everydayness of your life. That's so not a fire sign quality, right? You guys are like all about the big grand vibes. You guys are bright and vibrant like fire. And so I feel like ordinariness is not something that really bodes well with the fire sign energy. And I feel like this is something you're going to become aware of, how you've been living in a way that's really not satisfying to who you are as a person. This Mercury retrograde in Libra, that sign of Libra, right? That 7th house energy. But before we even get to like the realm of partnerships and, dealings with other individuals, I feel like you're going to have a lot of self-awareness, right? And it's going to allow you to get back into this playful energy. But first, it's going to require you to release and to end the cycle of suppressing whatever has been weighing you down. And I feel like we're going to get into that. There's been some intense emotions, fire signs, that have been coming up for you. And I feel like it's been blocking or standing in the way of you embracing the enthusiasm that you naturally are. The enthusiastic sign that you naturally are. The happiness the pleasure-seeking energy that you naturally are, fire signs. Like, I feel like there's been some intense emotions that you have been suppressing that's been standing in the way of you and your ability to be happy. But with fellow travelers and support, I feel like you have support when it comes to you letting go the things, or letting go of the things that have been standing in your way, or that have been holding you back, or that have just not been serving you. I feel like there's a lot of things that come to your mind, fire signs, when I think of, well, when I mention, like, you know, something standing in the way of you and your happiness. I'm pretty sure there's like a list, or at least one handful of things that you can think of off the top of your head that you would change right now if you felt like you had the authority to. And I feel like, because again, that number 8 is about manifestations, you have the ability to change your world, to change your reality, but it requires you to let go. Like, you can't just, think of it this way, you can't just take from the universe. You have to show the universe that you're willing to release in order to receive more. There's a state of balance, because if you just receive, then you're just accumulating a whole bunch of stuff, right? And the whole point of you even receiving from the universe is so that you can experience life, and so that life can teach you more about experiencing life. But if you're at that place where you don't want to let go, because fire signs, I feel like for you guys, it's this energy of not wanting to let something go, or finding it hard to do that. Maybe you find it hard to release the intense emotions that you've been suppressing, but you're gonna have to, right? It's not impossible. You can do it. You have everything that it takes, but I see it here as you're going to need support, and I feel like you're going to have that. Mercury retrograde is not one of those things where it comes around, it ruins your life, and then that's it. The universe is always supporting you through everything you go through. And I feel like you're going to have full support when it comes to letting go of the things, especially emotional wise, because if you look, we have a lot of water energy, right? Letting go of the things that just aren't serving you. And then we have cleansing waters with receptivity. The two energies to me just speak volumes. Like, I feel like you're going to be purifying your energy, which is going to allow you to get into the state of receptivity. You're going to be receptive to new fields of not only awareness, but new fields of abundance, new fields of emotional levels, that new heights, right? Emotional levels that you're going to be reaching, that you're going to be tapping into, fire signs. So don't get it messed up. This Mercury retrograde is coming to help you release, right? I feel like a lot of emotional releasing is happening for this particular retrograde. And it's interesting because it's in an air sign, and Mercury is an airy planet. But I feel like the things that are, because, you know, Libra energy is connected very much to that 7th house of like partnerships, and like a long lasting, I associate the 7th house with romance, not only romance, but romance, it lives there, right? And so for some of you guys, you're going to be realizing, especially when it comes to romance and just love and things of that nature, that some things need to change, or some adjustments need to be made, or when it comes to that area of your life, there's releasing to do, whether that's releasing trauma from, you know, past connections with other people, things of that nature. But I feel like in order to release the trauma, you have to face it, and that's what retrogrades usually help us to do. All right, for the fire signs, let's get some energies for this Mercury retrograde in Libra. For, I was going to say the water sign names just now, but for Leo, Sag, and Aries. For Leo, Sag, and Aries, one more. Okay, for this Mercury retrograde, we have, all right, look, so I'm not going to lie to you. Water signs got this card as their first card, but yours is coming out in reverse, fire signs, which I feel like is a good thing. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's keep going, though. Oh, that's interesting. All right. That's fine. Ooh, I like that, fire signs. Let's keep going. All right. Uh-huh. Oh, no. All right, fire signs. I'm going to take that because that was the one that flipped in my hand and my spirit said to take it. So I'm going to do that. But overall, what we have here is the death card. Didn't I tell you guys, like, I kept getting transformation. Like, I don't know. Okay, let's start here. Mercury retrograde for you guys, fire signs, is all about death and rebirth. You are literally giving life to a new version of yourself. And guys, I was saying this for the other signs, but I know it's a little hard to read or to see these cards, the imagery, because it's reflective in its nature. But my heart and my soul was really drawn to this deck today, so I felt the need to use it. So just, you know, bear with me, flow with the energy. We're going to keep going. But for you guys, I see that things are changing. Times are changing. And look, I was saying 7th house is really closely related to like romance. It's not all about romance, but it has ties to it. And we got the 2 of Cups here. So when it comes to love and romance, I feel like you're entering a new cycle here, fire signs. But it's going to require you first to transform as a person before you can even allow this new cycle to happen. Like you're in the state of like being ready to receive with this 3 of Wands here, right? And this is Aries energy, which is interesting. The 2 of Cups is Cancer energy. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Death card. This is Scorpio, and the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. So I feel like for you guys, there's a lot of, and it's crazy because Mercury retrograde will be aspecting Jupiter in the beginning of October. So we're going into like a really pleasant like turnaround, right? Mercury retrograde is going to be working in your favor. And this is what I'm saying, guys. It's going to allow you to transform. It's going to allow you to enter a new phase. And I feel like you're going to be connecting with somebody. It's like you've been waiting for this. And I feel like it's going to happen, but you need this Mercury retrograde first in order for you to, it's going to like help to bring to the surface the things that you need to work on, the things you need to not fix because you're not broken, but the things you need to make changes regarding or concerning in order for you to grow and become a better version of yourself as a person. But the first card out is the 4 of Cups in reverse. I feel like you guys are really going to be realizing that you haven't been happy, but you're going to be proactive about it, right? It feels like the proactiveness comes with like you just taking a break or a moment to reflect on what needs to change or what has been like the reason for your unhappiness in the past with the Hangman here, right? Neptune energy. And I feel like you're going to be seeing through illusions because Neptune is all about the planet of like mysticism and illusions and magic and not really being able to see things clearly. It's almost like escapism. That's like 12th house Piscean energy. It's like getting caught up in like fairy tale-ish, right? And so I feel like you're going to realize that maybe you were caught up in some illusions in the past and that contributed to your lack of happiness or satisfaction. And it's going to allow you to come out of this 3 of Swords place, this 3 of Swords energy, right? You guys are going to realize that the heartache that you've been dealing with, you're now able to heal. You're now able to mend, right? The swords that were once buried into your heart now have a way to be released. They have a way to fall out, right? Gravity is working in your favor here. And so I feel like you guys are going to realize also in releasing the pain from the past, how you've contributed to the pain of your past with the 7 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, right? Because 7 to me is a spiritual number. It's a number that talks about your ability to tap into your spirit, your spiritual awareness, your intuition, right? And I feel like some of you guys in the past, you didn't necessarily follow your intuition, right? Maybe you've done things where you've invested energy in ways that really didn't serve you. And I feel like this Mercury retrograde for the fire signs is going to be showing you where I just heard the phrase where you went wrong at, but then they corrected me. It's like, don't take it as you went wrong, like you messed up. It's where you chose a lower frequency as opposed to a higher frequency, which contributed it to you. That's not even a word, contributed to you being in this energy or the timeline to experience heartbreak to begin with. I feel like it's like a lot of reflecting Mercury retrograde is causing you to do, to see how and where you ended up making decisions to end up in this place where you are now, feeling unhappy and feeling like you want to make changes. And therefore, once you become aware, because remember earlier we saw this card that said awareness, right? Once you become aware of how you've been just kind of settling for the ordinary, right? Settling for maybe what life has been just giving you. It allows you to say, okay, let me get into I heard creative when I saw playful, right? But let me get into my creative energy. Let me get back into my Aries energy, my Leo energy, my Sag energy. Let me get back to me. And I feel like that's what's going to be happening, literally. So let's get some astrology advice. And let's see what astrology elements are going to be aiding you, guiding you, supporting you through this Mercury retrograde phase. So let's see. For the fire signs, Sag, Leo, and Aries, what elements, astrology-wise, are going to be supporting these signs? What advice? What is the energy? For Sag, Leo, and Aries, what is the energy? So we have Libra, I balance. Mercury retrograde and Libra. So guys, you're going to be supported literally by like 7th house Libra energy. Card number 19, 9 and 1 adds to 10. So this is going to help you to wrap up cycles. It's going to help you to bring your life into a state of balance where you are able to complete a cycle and step into a new one, because 10s represent endings that bring new beginnings, because when you add the 1 and the 0, you get 1, which is a fresh start. It's a brand new beginning, right? So I feel like for you guys, it's all about allowing this energy of the Libra that's working with Mercury to transform you, right? To bring the balance. Because right now, fire signs, from what I can see, you are out of balance, and it needs to be this way right now, because it's going to allow you later on to look back and reflect on how you've been out of balance and like learn the lessons from that experience, if you get what I mean. At the back, we have Capricorn. I used card number 22 and 3rd house messages. That is Mercury's house, 3rd house, right? The 3rd house is Gemini, and then the 6th house and 3rd house, Virgo and Gemini, right? But we have card number 27, which adds to a 9. And I feel like you guys are really just going to be finding out how you can wrap up cycles, how you can even communicate differently, right? Because 3rd house, and it specifically says messages. I feel like you guys are going to learn how to not only receive messages from the universe, but how to communicate more efficiently during Mercury retrograde, how you use your language, how you use the power of your tongue. With this Capricorn, I use card number 22. 2s are about balance, right? That gives me like Libra energy as well, because you have the 2 scales with Libra. 22, harmonious energy. So I feel like for you guys, fire signs, that's what's happening for this Mercury retrograde in Libra. You're going to be learning how to not only use the power of communication, but the power of balance to create and to get back to the energy of yourself. But it's going to require you to release and to stop suppressing the intense emotions that come up for you, and to finally face them. Yeah. So fire signs, this is what I have for you. This is a beautiful reading for Mercury retrograde. Thank you so much for vibing, spending time, space, and energy, and sharing time, space, and energy with me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You guys know I love you. That's what I have, and that's it.